Hello. Hello and welcome.
Hi, everybody.
Hi.
See, we have some people joining us here.
Great. Welcome to Hidden Gems 2. This is, by the way, for those of you who are getting in here, give everybody a chance to come in, but this is our 100th webinar that we have produced here at the Law Library. So we're really happy to have you celebrating our 100th webinar with us. It's been an exciting adventure over the past more than 18 months now of doing online webinars, and we hope that you have been enjoying them. I know that, so we wanted to have this one free since we're celebrating our 100th. So thanks for coming today.
Had party hats or streamers or something.
I know, I thought about that, or like the glasses that have like 100 glasses or something. We're not that organized, sorry guys.
We're not that organized.
But we're happy to have you all here. So my name is Valerie Gragg, and I'm a reference librarian here at the San Diego Law Library. And this is Lisa Foster. You may have already seen us on some of the webinars before doing the introductions, but this time you just get us. You're stuck with us.
Or if not, at the reference desk here.
Yeah, that's true.
Where we can be found.
Yeah, so today we're just going to talk about some wonderful resources that you may not already know about, uncover some things for you. And during the webinar, we have the chat feature turned off, but if you would like to ask questions during this webinar, please use the Q&A feature down at the bottom of your screen to ask questions, and we will answer them at the end of the webinar. We have some time left over for all of your questions, so they don't have to necessarily be about the things that we're talking about today, but hopefully we'll teach you some new stuff. And it's only 12:02. Should we wait a little bit longer to let everybody come in?
You know, I don't think we need to wait too much longer.
Okay.
I did want to mention we are offering CLE for this presentation today, so you will see those certificates by email a little later after the webinar is over. And also we have a survey that you will see a link for at the end of the webinar. So please take a few minutes if you can and answer our survey. We really do look at the feedback that we get from patrons, and it does inform our programming. And you know, we try to accommodate our preferences of our patrons, which is one of the reasons we're doing the presentation today, because my colleague Havel and I did Hidden Gems 1 back in August during the summertime. We talked about some different resources on that occasion, but we got a really good response to that, and people did indicate that they'd like to see another edition with some different resources. So that's why we're here today.
All right, well, let's get started. So about this presentation. So this is just covering a few of the thousands of resources that we have at the Law Library. If you have not visited us downtown at our downtown location on Front Street, we have 4 floors of print materials that we have available. We have 13 patron computers available with all of the legal databases on them, Westlaw, Lexis, and some new ones that we'll talk about today too. And so some of the resources we're going to discuss today are free online. Others require visiting us at the library or accessing a database. If you are a borrower or benefit package holder, you do have remote access to some of our databases, but not all of the databases. So we'll make sure we can tell you how to access each resource that we talk about today. All right. And currently, the library is open. The downtown library is open. Our current hours for in-person services at the downtown or main library are Monday through Thursday from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. This is subject to change. We have had a lot of people asking us when we're going to be open full-time again, and we are not sure yet. We are trying to hire some more staff so that we can open more hours. But we are circulating materials now at both our main branch downtown San Diego and at our North County branch in Vista, adjacent to the Vista courthouse. And we are continuing virtual services. So even though our physical location is only open from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m., our virtual services, which is reference or questions, we answer them by email or by telephone. We are doing that 9 to 5 Monday through Friday. So feel free to email us or call us with any questions, and we will respond as soon as we possibly can. We may not get your phone call right at the moment, but if you leave us a message, we will call you back. And you can always check out our website for updates, and we will be showing you a little preview. We have just completely renovated our website, and we will be showing that to you later in our presentation. So this is the next question. Do you have any guesses about resources we will be talking about? You can put them in the Q&A if you have any thoughts. Fortunately, we made sure our tabs at the top of the share screen didn't give them away, but if you hopefully, and this will also give us ideas for things that we should talk about in the future. So if you have a resource that you think, not many people know about, put it in the Q&A and maybe we can highlight it in Hidden Gems 3 in the future.
One of the resources we are talking about today is one that someone brought up in this portion of the Hidden Gems 1 presentation. So it was something that planted an idea, and we'll be talking about it today.
All right. So for the first reveal, I'll let you take it away, Lisa.
Okay, I'm going to talk about this one, American Jurisprudence Proof of Facts. This may be something you're familiar with, and it may not be. It's kind of hit and miss here at the library. I try to remember sometimes to share this with patrons who have certain type of reference questions. I really think it's fantastic and definitely underutilized and somewhat hidden because you will find it physically in the stacks on the first floor. So I think sometimes the things that are in our back stacks don't get quite as much attention as things that we have out in the reading room. I'll hold up just one volume of it here, but as you can see from the photograph here, it is a very large multi-volume set. I know it has over 100 volumes, and they're numbered in several series. And so this one's a part of the 3rd series. This is volume 113 in the 3rd series. So what is AmJur Proof of Facts? Well, basically, it's a publication intended to help attorneys and litigants with how to prove what they need to prove in their case. And so it's comprised of a series of articles in each volume, and each article is about a very specific fact pattern or case and how you prove it. So just for example, this volume I happened to just grab randomly off the shelf has 4 articles in it. You can't really see it, so I won't show you that. But the 4 articles, again, are on very specific topics. So one is proof of liability for police actions resulting in claim of serious personal injury or wrongful death. Another one in this volume is password protected electronic evidence in criminal actions. Another one is obtaining child support from active duty U.S. military personnel. So you can see these are really specific topics. And for each topic, this particular volume has 4 articles in it. So I hope that illustrates that these are very lengthy, comprehensive articles on each of the topics. So what do you get if you find your topic, that you have a case going on and you're thinking about, like, how do I prove this? How do I draft my discovery? What are the elements? What kind of damages are available? Well, you can use the index to this set or search it in Westlaw. It is available in Westlaw, if I didn't say that already. Find an article that's on your topic or a highly similar topic, and you will get a list of basic authorities that apply to this topic, the elements of proof, checklists, illustrative discovery. I think this is really one of the #1 reasons I recommend this set is when someone is looking for pattern discovery on a really specific topic. That can be really hard to find. And we talked about that in the last session on Hidden Gems because we talked about the model interrogatories book. This is another place where you can find pattern discovery, but on really, really pinpoint topics. And then information about damages, and then information about how you prove your case and evidence, including sample scripts for questioning witnesses. So this is super practical. It's great for litigators. And although it is not California specific, it does cite authorities from the 50 states. You can take an article in Westlaw and search it pretty easily for if you're looking for what is the California specific authority in a particular article. So Valerie is going to be driving today while I navigate. Could you take us to Westlaw so I can very quickly show what this looks like in Westlaw? Because again, we do have, whether you like books or electronic, we've got you covered with this one. It's either in Westlaw or in the book.
Yeah, so here's our legal databases website, our new and improved legal databases webpage, and we'll show you how to get to this a little bit later. But you just scroll down all the way to the bottom for Westlaw. Oh, I don't know if I can, since I'm not in the office, Lisa, I don't know if I can click on it.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, because it's going to probably say I'm out of the
Yeah.
office. And I just thought about that. Do you want to try to share your screen?
Yeah, I can try to do that.
Let me see. Yeah, I'm on.
You're gonna have to make me a co-host to do that if you didn't already.
I already made you a co-host, so you should be a co-host.
All right.
So we'll unshare and then you can
See
share.
if I can. Let's see here. I should be able to do that from my end because I am indeed at the library today, where you can access Westlaw easily by going through our website as I just did. Okay, so here we go. Now we're in Westlaw. So when you are looking for something that's a specific title like this proof of facts, the easiest way I think to look for it is just to start typing the title. And I'm just going to put in proof of facts because I know this will work. I've tried it before. And you'll see you get this drop down menu comes down automatically and has this title right here. So I can just click on that and here you go. Here we are. It's going to show you kind of as a default some of the most recent articles that have been added. And, you know, again, this gives you an illustration of some of the very fact specific type of patterns, you know, you can find information on in proof of facts. But I'm going to search for something specific just to show you an example of a search. So I'm going to try text messaging as a phrase here. In Westlaw, you always want to use your quotations and search for a phrase if you're looking for a specific phrase, because it is very literal. And here you go. So here's an article I wanted to show you on civil pretrial involving text messaging evidence. So if you had a case where this was an issue, this would be a really helpful article. And again, I can scroll really quickly. Don't want to spend too much time on any one resource today, but you can see you have an article outline talking about the general law, elements of proof, illustrative discovery. So let me just click that really quick, because again, I think this is one of really the highlights of proof of facts. You will actually have like pattern discovery for your specific topic there. So yeah, this article in particular, I think it says here up at the top somewhere, it's 86 pages in the book. That gives you an idea how much information it includes. So then in addition to the different pattern discovery for this topic, you've got damages, and then proof and evidence here, you will have scripts for questioning various witnesses that you might have in this type of case involving text messaging evidence. So for instance, maybe somebody who has received a message is going to lay the foundation for that message and authenticate it. So I think that's everything I wanted to show about proof of facts, but I hope that illustrates what a helpful resource this is. And I know some patrons I've showed this to in the library recently have been really excited to find it because they found articles that were really close to their fact pattern in their case. And those articles were really kind of a gold mine for a trial planning for that case. Okay, I'm going to stop share if you want to go back to the presentation. And you're muted.
Here we go. Next one we're going to talk about is California Evidentiary Foundations, which you can see there's a picture of the book here. It's very shiny, so it's hard to see, but this is, it's a standalone. It's just a single volume. It is found in the reading room at the law library. So, you know, the big open room that you kind of walk right into when you come in. This is a California specific guide to solving evidentiary problems in court. It includes foundational elements and sample scripts for admitting or excluding specific types of evidence, and it includes the supporting authority. The thing, much like the Amjur proof of facts, that I really find helpful about this is, I mean, this is a trial attorney's gold mine for like laying foundations for evidence. It covers objections, competency of witnesses, all these different things that are showing here. And I think it just really does a good job kind of laying out sample scripts for how to introduce evidence in a trial. overcoming objections, like how you, what sections of the evidence code you need to talk about on this specific topic. I think, and as we all have experienced in law school, dealing with like hearsay can be, you can get very easily mired in that swamp. And this really lays it out in a way that's very easy to understand. Here is a picture of what it looks like in Lexis. This is a Lexis product. So this is on our Lexis Advanced database, which is available at the physical locations of the law library. This Lexis database is not something that is available remotely. And do you mind again, Lisa, navigating to Lexis if I?
No, not at all, not at all.
So I will stop sharing. We're gonna do a switcheroo here.
We're gonna have to do this a couple times. It'll work though.
Yeah.
Back to the databases page here. So again, I like going through the whole navigation for everybody because sometimes we can click through these things really fast and it might be confusing how we got to where we are. But if you are here in the library and you're on the San Diego Law Library website, which most of our computers, if you open up the Firefox browser, it'll go to zip you right to our website. It's already programmed in there. You just go to research and then databases, and that's where this list of databases is, which also tells you where they are available if you have any questions about a specific one. But here for Lexis, of course, you do need to be in the library using either our computer or your laptop, and you click here to get into the Lexis.
You can just type in whatever you want.
One of my little tips is I just use my initials and it lets me write in. You don't have to put your full name in there.
No.
Okay, so here, I'm going to go ahead and do what I did before with the other one is just start typing my title, and you can see it will come right up in a drop-down menu if you know your exact title. Of course, you can also navigate through secondary materials, is where you're going to find these practice guides and treatises. But in this case, easier to just
type it in,
click on
save
the
yourself
drop-down
some
menu,
steps.
and then here you are. So,
yeah, and so if we want to stick with the text messaging theme, we can do that.
Yeah, we can try that. See if I'll search for this as a, and I haven't done this, so I don't know what's going to come up, but I suspect there might be something in this volume because we did see a little teaser in our slideshow that there was some, so, here is something in the hearsay chapter that has some information about text messaging in a particular section of this book. I believe if I go back, that little snapshot that
yeah, I think it was 4F is where they were talking about.
Yeah, let's see here. Let me go back to the title. Sorry, I got a fly buzzing here in the office. I wonder why I'm waving my arms around like a loon. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, I think this is the one where I pulled a screenshot for the slideshow. But yeah, there's actually here, again, you can find these really specific topics on things like authentication of a text message. And it not only gives you some foundational information about the technology of text messages, how you lay a foundation, but then you're actually going to have a sample script here for taking a witness through the foundation for getting a text message into evidence. And, that to me, again, this is just these kind of resources that have such, great samples and templates for things are so useful. And so, again, I do think this is kind of a hidden gem. I don't think we talk about it a lot, but again, anyone dealing with any kind of trial or, hearing work is going to have to admit evidence. And this book is really, really fantastic for any kind of evidentiary issues.
Yeah. And I think, as both of us at one point were trial attorneys, and, just making sure that you have everything properly, the foundation properly laid is so important in your trial work. So I think I wish I had this. I did not practice in California, so we did not have resources like this, but this would have saved me a lot of heartache. So.
All right.
Oh, and I also wanted to mention that this particular book, if you are a borrower, here, I'm going to share my screen. We're going to give you guys headaches flipping back and forth a little bit. I apologize about that. This is also available through the San Diego Digital Library. So if you're a borrower, you can log into the Lexis eBooks using your library card number. And I'm just going to show you how to do that really quickly. You can see that the San Diego Digital Law Library is listed alphabetically here. And so if you click here, if you're a borrower and you have your library card, your little San Diego library card, and you have your very long, like 10-digit library card number, I think it's 10 digits, might even be more.
It's 14.
It's 14. Your incredibly long library card number. You just click here, and I'm gonna put mine in real quick and just show you where to find this in the digital library, because you can check out this book as an ebook and have it to use from wherever you are. And so in addition to being able to borrow the actual book, I don't know if I should do borrow. So my library card number, I don't know if I should have put in, I'm an employee, but let's see, is it gonna let me type it? Oh, there we go. Let's see if you guys can memorize my library card. I think that's,
Well, you can edit this to block it out later.
yeah. So that's the sign in. Oh, you know, I should probably do it this way then. Oops. Sorry, guys.
Well, again, I do think it helps to show the actual navigation then for us to just breeze by saying it's in the digital library, but not really show you how to get in there if you haven't used it.
There we go. Let's see if it works this time. Third time's a charm, or fourth time maybe. So once you sign in, you accept the terms and conditions of the site, but you'll see, I usually go like, so you can see here, if you've annotated, it shows what you've recently checked out. It will show any annotations that you've created. So you can create tags to organize titles. You can put in notes on things, but if we go to view all, let's see. Oh, here, browse library, maybe. See all 55 sets, and you can kind of see everything that's in here. And this one is in here somewhere. You can also see the other things, like the more known things like California points and authorities are available here. Pretty much all the big Matthew Bender titles, the Deering's annotated codes are available in here. And I feel as though now I can't find what I want to find, but we have a little tour. But anyway, it's in here somewhere. We probably can search through this.
I'm sure you could just search the title and then zip right to it. Yeah.
Yep, and let's try that. There we go. So you can see the release date here. We have the 5th edition and the most recent edition as well. And then it will show this book in its entirety. And you can check it out through using your once you've logged in. So just wanted to let everybody know that. This is a little plug for our borrowing program. It does not matter what level borrower you're at, whether you're at the $50 level or the $75 level, you are able to check out these digital books regardless of what level you're at. And this is gonna, there we go. So there you can see, and you can highlight, you can annotate, and those annotations stay even after the book is checked, the digital book is checked back in. So just wanted to show you that. So back to our presentation here. Next one is another, now this may not be the most hidden gem, but I do find a lot of attorneys that come into the library that are looking for something specific have not heard about this wonderful series of books. It's the Matthew Bender California Legal Forms Transaction Guides. And I do have one of them here. This is a 37 volume set. It's a loose leaf book, and it provides guidance through all non-litigation personal and business transactions. The research guides contain a listing of all the relevant statutes, regulations, and secondary sources that discuss it, but it also provides sample forms, sample clauses that are fantastic. It provides the detailed analysis of the law applicable to a particular transaction, and it has everything. We had somebody come in, a young man who was making beats. He was making beats and selling them to music producers. And we found a contract for a musician license We also have found a lot of commercial transactions in there. Somebody who was, the business was, there was a business and they were licensing their name to Home Depot. And so we found something on that. I mean, just everything you can possibly think of, down to even you're wanting to sell a used car, you want to hire a nanny for the summer, you're renting out the, AU in your backyard, or, everything. So you can see here the topics that are covered in this. There's volumes on business and nonprofit, there's real estate, there's commercial. The wills and trust is actually amazing. And I think that that is a big one that gets overlooked, because usually people walk right over to our wills and trust section. And this is in a little bit different area of the law library. It's actually on the wall next to our California regulations, but you can always ask us and we'll show you. Contracts, performance of services, personal transactions. And the interesting one for me is the newest volume that they just recently added is Transactions in Turbulent Times. And I was thinking, is this some COVID related like transactions but no, it's just for people who are under a lot of stress. So it's a lot of debt collection, things like that. And they also have a lot of sample letters that are available. So even if you're not looking for a contract necessarily, but you just want some sample letters to send out, also has things like that. It's really, really helpful. Here's an example of, what it looks like in Lexis there. So this is, here we go, for all the attorneys, a provision for interest on overdue attorney's fees. So this is like a little clause, and it has the sample language that you would need if you wanted to put that into your attorney fee agreements. So, and this one is also one that is available on the San Diego Digital Law Library. So if you do have that borrowing program, you can use your library card, just like I showed you, to log in, and all the volumes of this set are in there. You would have to check out the volume that's specific to your topic. You can't just check out the volumes in their entirety. But if you need help finding what you want, you can always call us at the reference desk and we can help you locate the appropriate volume if you have any trouble. So.
And Valerie, if you could hold that volume up again, the
Yes.
folks can see, we have a sticker that we're putting on our resources that are in the digital library, and you can see what it looks like there. So if you see a book in the library that has that, you'll know it's also available in the digital library. So we did get a question specifically about this Matthew Bender series. Does it have a sample California LLC tax return and explanation? Off the top, we don't know. It's certainly something that, it sounds like it would be covered. This is a very comprehensive set. It's a large set, and it does have very specific information on all those general topics that Valerie mentioned. So I'd be surprised if it doesn't cover that topic, Rochelle. Certainly something you could give us a call and we could search it, and help you figure that out.
And that's a good point, just to plug our reference services. Sorry to interrupt, Lisa. If you do have questions like that, all you have to do is email or call us and we will check for you and we can, reply back. Sometimes if it's just a specific document, just like a few pages that you need, we are even doing right now, because of our limited hours, some limited free document delivery. So if you're looking for something like that, just email us and then we can look for you and maybe even email you a Word or PDF version of the document that you need. So.
Yeah, I think just in the interest of time, searching for it right at this moment is probably not going to happen. But yeah, if you email us, Rochelle, at the ref desk, it's refdesk@sdlawlibrary.org. All of you, welcome to email us at any time. And again, if you're looking for something very specific like that, if it's not in this book, we'll find it, in another source. We can search, across all the resources in Lexis or Westlaw or in CEB, and get you a copy of what you're looking for by email delivery. So
moving on.
I think we already flashed on this and gave us spoilers.
Yes.
So I'm going to talk about this next one. The O'Connor's Federal Civil Form. It's a very, very shiny book. I had trouble taking a picture of it here in the library without a lot of glare on the cover. So some of you may be familiar with this, but some of you may not, especially if you don't do a lot of federal practice. But I feel like this gets a lot of use in the library by people who do know that it's here, really love it, especially people who have a lot of federal civil practice going on, or even some of our self-represented litigants who have cases in federal court find this really, really user-friendly. And really considering how compact this single volume is, I think it packs a punch. It covers a lot of ground. And really, I would expect it to be a little bit more beat up the way it gets used quite often, but still it's in the back stacks here at the library, and I'm not sure everybody knows about it, so I really wanted to talk about it today. This is something that I think if there's another slide, Valerie. So this little volume has more than 500 plain English fill-in-the-blank forms for federal pleadings and motion practice. And it really does just cover just about everything. And one of the things I really like about it is there are 15 different type of lawsuits that are covered, where they give you a comprehensive set of plaintiffs, complaint, defendants, answer, different kind of motions for that topic area, and also pattern discovery again. So it really is a gem. And there are some areas that come up often in reference here at the library: ADA, federal torts claims, section 1983, those type of things, you know, employment discrimination. These are all really common topics that we have patrons coming in to work on here at the library. Well, you can just take this book and you have templates for your pleadings, for response, for discovery, for motions, specific to that topic. So if you could pass over the screen share to me, I just do want to show this quickly because it is in Westlaw. Again, if I didn't say so, this is a Westlaw and print publication. And I will share screen and go back to our databases page here. Oh, here we go. This does time out pretty quickly, so even after a few minutes, I'm having to go through. But again, this is just going to Westlaw through our database page here in the library. And what I'm going to do again is I'm going to just start typing the title. Now, one thing I found when I was searching for this before to prepare my notes is this is a very literal database. If you leave the apostrophes out of this name, it doesn't pull up the title. And I think I actually had to start typing federal. Okay, and so here it is. So if you just start typing the title again, here it is. You got your, so here you can see kind of the overview of how this is laid out. But again, once you drill down into these chapters, you'll find this very, this information that's very specific to certain type of cases. So for instance, if we look at plaintiff's lawsuit, plaintiff's complaint, you can start seeing all these templates for these different subject matters: breach of contract, negligence, federal tort claim, trademark infringement, sexual harassment, ADA. And then you're going to see these topics repeated with the defendant's response and with the discovery chapter. Again, you can find pattern discovery that relates to these specific areas. And they really are the most common types of cases in federal court are covered here, and on and on. And then again, we've got motions, you know, a lot of these, you know, really common motions, pretrial and post-judgment. It is just really super practical. And again, all in one little compact volume. And these do circulate. So if you're a borrower, you can take the print one out, or again, you can use it on the Westlaw here at the library. So I really like this one. I share it with patrons doing work in federal court a lot, and they find it very, very user-friendly.
And just to kick into that, I think every print material that we have talked about, they all circulate. Everything that we've talked about today circulates. So if you are a borrower, you can check out these books. They're available to anybody that's got a borrowing program. And if you have any questions about that, I did see the question from our anonymous attendee. I did put the email address for the law library as well as our website in the chat. So you can always email us with questions if you have any questions. Okay, so moving on, let's see, I got to share my screen again here. All right, next one is, oh, here's more of the civil forms. There's a screenshot of what you guys saw. Next one I wanted to talk about is the California Public Library Briefs Service. So this is a database that's in that listing of databases. And if you would like to look up briefs for Supreme Court or California Court of Appeals cases, they are included in the briefs database as long as they're from 1990 to the present. So you can look up briefs if you wanted to see filings for appellate cases. They have them available. Now, just to kind of warn you, some of this stuff is a little hit and miss. So we do have another resource if you're looking for briefs prior to 1990, and this is old school librarian stuff here. This is one of my favorite things to do because I love a good scavenger hunt in the library, and that is our Microform. So this is the like little sheets of tiny little pictures that we have to put in the machine and we can scan them. And actually recently we've had a lot of people who have been looking for briefs on older cases or who are interested in finding historical information. And so I've been in this stacks on the Microform machine quite a bit recently. Again, it is not a complete collection. It's hit and miss. We do have other resources that if you're looking for something specific and it's not either in the briefs database or in the Microform, we can find for you. But it is not exhaustive, but it is kind of a fun thing to go on these scavenger hunts. So if you're looking for any historical filings for cases, let us know and we can help out with that. Sometimes there is, especially for if it's on Microform, a document delivery fee, just because it takes us a little time to scan and copy everything. And usually what we have to do is create a Dropbox for you and put the files in a Dropbox because they tend to be large files, but they are available. And that is something a lot of people don't know that we have. I think generally people don't realize that we are librarians and librarians are hoarders. We don't ever throw anything away. So if you're looking for building codes from 1987, or if you're looking for, we recently had somebody contact us about needing penal codes and jury instructions, criminal jury instructions from 1969. We have those things. They're up on the 4th floor. And those things are the only things in the library that do not circulate. The first 3 floors of print materials in libraries circulate. You can check out anything. On the 4th floor, these historical materials don't circulate because we can't replace them. So we don't like to let them out of our site. But we are happy to scan and email you information or allow you to photocopy things. So if you are ever looking for historical data or say you need to do some legislative history research, we can certainly help you out with that because we do have a lot of historical information. So
it really has been surprising how often we've been having these questions lately. I don't know why, but it seems like that's been kind of we've had a run on that, old briefs, historical penal code, historical code sections. We are able to do that research because we have all those old volumes.
Yeah, and we hear from people from all over the state. Yes. So we get contacted by firms in San Francisco, for legislative history. I just ran some legislative history stuff for somebody who was living in Arizona. So this is something that, we get people from all over the world. I think, spoke with somebody in Washington, D.C. one time who needed some documents from us. So, feel free if you're looking for something a little bit out of the ordinary, give us a call. We may have it right in the library waiting for you. So moving on. Okay. This is a big one. This is Trellis Legal Intelligence. It's a brand new database that we just recently acquired. We are still learning how to use it. And in fact, we could spend a whole hour on this particular database because it has so much content in it. And we actually did spend an hour on it yesterday. Our webinar yesterday is on Trellis. If you would like to view that webinar, you can just pop into our YouTube channel and we have it recorded and posted on our YouTube channel, and I can even show you how to get there.
Yeah, why don't you show everybody where to find that icon if they're looking for it on our website?
Absolutely. So
yeah, we had a fantastic hour yesterday with Nicole Clark, who's actually one of the co-founders of Trellis, and I'm so admiring of Nicole and what she's done with this database. Something that she wanted, to have herself when she was doing litigation in her litigation practice before becoming an entrepreneur. And it really is a fantastic resource. It's quite different than the databases that we currently have.
Yeah, so if you see, here is our database or our website. And right here at the top, this little arrow icon, play icon, little button. Yes, is the YouTube channel. So if you open that, here's our YouTube channel and you can see some hopefully familiar faces for you. And we have created playlists, and here's the playlist for all of our webinars. Now, this is everything. This is all the ones that we've published over the past year. And you can see the Trellis 101 is right here on it, and that is the full webinar in its entirety. And that particular webinar was an CLE credit, so it was an MCLE webinar, and you can view this webinar on the YouTube channel and get self-study credit for free if you would like to do that at your leisure. So not all of the webinars provide CLE credit. You'll see, for example, this redistricting in San Diego County webinar does not provide CLE credit. So if you would like to just figure out just the ones that provide CLE credit, if you go up here to playlists, there is a playlist here for MCLE self-study. So this will just have the classes that provide that MCLE self-study credit. It does include all of the specialty credits. We've got, I think, at least 2 ethics credit classes there. We've got a bias, we've got a competence. That should not dissuade you from coming to our other MCLE classes that we are hosting now, but they're there for you as a resource. But I digress.
I do want to mention on that subject of the self-study, because we get a lot of questions to the ref desk on this one also. People email us asking for certificates for that. We don't issue certificates for the self-study. The state bar just expects you to keep your own personal log, and they actually have a template for that on the state bar website. It's pretty easy to find. If you go on the state bar website and just search for personal log, it usually comes up as a result, or MCLE personal log. You'll find they actually have a template for you to keep track of those self-study viewings. So that's usually the link that I provide to people who ask for a certificate.
And now getting back to Trellis, this Trellis is a legal database that is available remotely. So if you are a borrower or a benefit package holder, for example, if you get the unlimited MCLE package, this is something that you will be able to access from home. And again, you just scroll down alphabetically to Trellis. You can click here. And again, I am not in the library, so I'm going to click here to show you how you log in using your library card number. You will then see, hopefully, the interface pop up. There we go. And here you just see this OCLC login. And again, you put in your library card number, and log in. Don't steal my library identity, please.
Yeah, burn after reading.
Yeah, exactly. And you can see right here from the beginning, the amazing things that this website can do. So first of all, you can look here and limit by jurisdiction. We have, I think, only signed up for California, but there are a few other states, and Trellis is a very new product. This is a very new product. So they are expanding, I think, like exponentially each day. So there are a few states that they've started out at. I think they have like Florida, California, Massachusetts, but we only have subscribed to the California section of it because we're in California. And you can see, you can do judicial research. So one of the things that Nicole was speaking about yesterday is a big thing that she likes to do when she was practicing is look at the judge. And so you can search by judge. You can see down here, you put in judge and then the name of the judge, and that will pull up cases that particular judge has handled. And so then you can go in and put in what the subject matter of your case. And then you can look at how let's take a look at this one. We'll just start with here. We'll use the example that they give us. This is a list of all the cases that this judge is handling. You can see current cases, hearings for current cases and when they are. So these are active cases that you can look at. You can also look at dockets and find information about their dockets. And I think within this topic, when it loads up, it will even give you kind of graphics, really helpful graphics on how they rule in cases, how long like the number of average days the cases take to go to trial, to settle. It looks like it's maybe because I'm sharing and, oh, here we go. There we go. So here's cases. You can filter by practice area. You can filter by type. They do have some verdict information, and just to let you know right now, they do have a verdict search function. You can see up here under this bright yellow new tab. verdict search, we are in the process of attempting to get that particular database logged into our Trellis account. It is not there yet. You can see here the judge analytics, and this is what I was wanting to show you. Like we'll just pick Judge Abbott because he's the first one here. And you'll see a biography of this judge, so you can see how he's affiliated, what his education is, what his background is, when he was appointed, all sorts of information about him. His current cases that he's handling. And then you can see this judicial strategy report. The other thing that she really spoke about is, like things that how to find out persuasive arguments before a specific judge. So you can look at motions and issues, you can look at cases and see his opinions or motions that have been filed and see if they were successful. And what she said she would do is really look at the rulings of a particular judge on an issue that she had before the court as well, and write her motion based on the ruling, follow that same format. So you can see, because you'll know what arguments win the judge over, what cases they're citing, things like that. And you can then use that information in your motion practice. And she said while she was practicing in the last year that she practiced, when she used that strategy, she won every motion that she had before a judge using that strategy. So I think it's a really great and helpful thing. You can also see here like the motions and issues. So if you can use this as a brief bank pretty much to find motions on innumerable subjects, so that you can use that as, hey, this is a good example. I'm going to kind of borrow this a little bit and save myself some time and heartache. And I think that is an amazingly helpful tool for practicing attorneys. Additionally, they do have the state rules here too. So they do have some, here, and you kind of see now the different states that they have. Again, we're California. So, but you can see in here, they do have some annotations in some of these sections. It is not as robust as, say, the Deering's or the West's annotated codes, but it is here and it is available from home if you're a borrower or benefit package holder, which makes it super convenient. So that's another option for you. And again, this is an amazing product. We are just learning all that it can do. And again, I highly recommend, if you're interested in this product, checking out that YouTube video on Trellis that was from yesterday. And in that video, Nicole also puts her contact information. So if you have any questions about it, you can contact her directly. She is the founder and CEO. She knows what she's doing. And the amazing thing about this is they are also, uploading new content constantly. So even if there's a case that you have that's pending, you can even put a watch, kind of tag that case and get alerts for any new things that happen in a case. So if you're interested in what's happening in a case in San Francisco, because it may impact your case, you can put that alert in. And we're wondering, we think you might even be able to do it from our account, and it will email you alerts on that case. So fantastic new product. We're super excited about it. And hopefully we'll have that verdict search feature again soon. Oh, another thing that you can do is also look up expert witnesses in this. You can look up specific attorneys or law firms. So you can even find your opposing counsel and see like what other cases they've handled, how successful they've been, what their filings look like. So it's an amazing resource and we are so excited to have it. So
yeah, and if you get into the detail of the webinar yesterday, Nicole actually shows how you can pull up specific documents at the trial court level. And so I really think that's a game changer. For the most part, we don't have a lot of capability of pulling up trial court filings in our other databases, but in Trellis you can, and they will provide those documents to you. So it is a really great resource. I answered a question. I typed the answer, and now I felt like I should follow up by actually answering it verbally. We had an attendee who asked if this would cover family court trial level family court judges and cases, and it does. This does cover trial courts. And really that's the purpose of it. Nicole found that as a practitioner, it was really hard to get that information where you could, search across and aggregate all this trial court information to find out these trends about how a judge rules on a certain issue, what an expert witness has testified to in other cases, and actually get copies of the documents. So again, as Valerie mentioned, they're still adding new material to this database, but it's already very robust. And I think you'll find it very, very useful for litigation.
And they are saying, like, they're working with the individual court clerks and all these different courts in California. So I think that the like upload time of these documents differs from county to county. Yeah. It seems like LA County is very immediate, while some of the other counties may not be like as immediately responsive. But you can even put in a request on a case, like, and I wish I navigated off of it now, but where you can like push an update button, and then they will verify that this is the most updated information from that case. And if it isn't, then they will go in and request any new content from the courts. So it's incredibly responsive. So moving on. Wow, this hour is going by fast. Here we go. Next one.
So I'm going to talk about Google Scholar, and I put Google Scholar in as a resource this time, both because I really like to recommend this to patrons, especially who are trying to do research from home and just want some useful free resources from home, but also because a patron suggested this when we asked our question at the last Hidden Gems, what do you think we might be talking about? We had a patron who mentioned Google Scholar, and I said, great idea. I agree. I think that is a hidden gem. I think a lot of people don't know about Google Scholar. Everybody knows Google, but they don't know about this particular product that's out there free online from Google, which is, it's basically a website where you can search scholarly articles. It's multidisciplinary, not just legal articles, but scholarly articles in many, many different subject areas, and also case law. And I actually think for a free website, it's very useful for searching case law and searching for journal articles. And so I just wanted to share it with you today. And I think you have, you can pull it up for me here, Valerie, since you're driving right now and I'm navigating. If you just Google the term Google Scholar, it'll pop right up. It is scholar.google.com. And you start out with this homepage where you can choose either articles or case law. So you have to choose one or the other. Stand on the shoulders of giants. I understand that refers to, they feel like this, the content of this website is based on scholars and people who have written case opinions and written scholarly articles. And so they are aggregating and sharing that information and trying to make it more accessible. So go ahead, and if you can click case law there, you'll see by clicking case law, then you're prompted to also select a jurisdiction. So you can do a specific California court case law search here. And then you can also, use this menu that Valerie's showing you right now to choose some very specific courts and kind of drill down to very specific courts to do a search. But really then once you've chosen your jurisdiction, you can do a term search and pull up case law that loads based on relevance. You can change that to date once you get your results. So if we can go ahead and just maybe use text messaging or something like that, something similar to what we've been looking at in some of the other resources, we'll see if there's anything that pops up on that topic. And again, using quotations to indicate you're searching a phrase is always a good idea. So you can see here some cases have popped up. And then now that you have your search results in Google Scholar, there's a lot of them. You can see over 2,900 results popped up from this search. You probably would want to do some filtering, maybe to add some additional search terms. You could also narrow the courts. Yeah, it's actually giving you maybe some suggested additional search terms there. You can also filter by date. You can change the way that the results load. You can do so that you get the most recent ones first. At any rate, with some trial and error with your search terms, you can actually find some search results to find case law on your topic using this site. And then once you have pulled up a case, if you will go ahead and let's see here. Just maybe click on one that's a random case here. You can see there's also a function that says how cited up near the top. So you can just read the case. This happens to be one that is a case that wasn't published, and it doesn't have any citations. But this may not be as robust as a citator like Shepard's in Lexis or Keysight in Westlaw, but you can get some information about other cases that have cited to the case that you're researching or reading. And that might help you get some insight into whether it's still good law or what has happened with the case or whether it's been cited favorably or not favorably in other decisions. And so this really does have some good research capability for case law research. You can also set up alerts. To do that, you do need, now right now we're using Google Scholar as a guest, so to speak, not having signed into it, but there is an option to sign in, I think, on the homepage. I think if you use like what I call the hamburger menu up at the top left, also you can see some of the other functions. And one is to, sign into Google. So if you wanted to set an alert to get alerts about any new cases that come up that match your search terms, you can sign in with your Google sign in information if you have a Google account that you use for your Gmail, and get sent alerts. So I think, again, for a free resource, it may not have all the capability of a Westlaw, a Lexis, a Fastcase, which is also available for free from home. So Fastcase is an option. But I like this. A lot of patrons who come in and ask me how they can search case law at home, I will recommend that they try using this site and seeing if they can't make some research progress with it. So wanted to bring that one up. I don't know if there's anything else I wanted to say about Google Scholar really quick.
I have one thing to add too, just as an aside,
Okay.
because they also offer scholarly articles. If you
Yes.
are looking for legal journals, you need to find something from the New York University Law Review. This is a good option for finding those resources as well, especially if you're working from home and if you have a citation. That's a great way to find things, or even if you're looking up, for example, we had a forensic genealogy CLE class that's on our YouTube channel recently. And if you wanted to see, you're looking for somebody to be an expert witness and want to see if they wrote any articles about their specific topic, that's a great way to just do a quick search and find things. And I think also, sometimes when we were talking about this yesterday, preparing for this class, Google Scholar can kind of make you look like a rock star. As when I was in library school, I worked at a legal publication in Florida, and they had one of their clients contact them looking for a trial court document from relating to the Florida Marlins baseball stadium. And I guess they handed it to me to see, thinking, she's in school, she might have extra resources. And I just used Google Scholar and found it in 5 minutes and was like the MVP of the day, that particular day. And I just did use Google Scholar and did a search. So it can make you look really good sometimes. So
I see we're running out of time. There's more things I could say about Google Scholar. When you're in your case results, you can also click a link that says related articles, and they've actually linked cases with some scholarly articles on the same subject. So there's some neat features there. Definitely play around with it if you haven't used it before and you think that might be helpful for your research. So one more website we wanted to talk about with the remaining, well, actually there's two more, but one more here that I wanted to talk about is lawhelpca.org. This is something that we have included on our website. We've taken a look at this and we think it's such a great resource. We really wanted to highlight it on our own website. So on our page of legal aid organizations, I think it's, we've got a tab up at the top there. Self-help legal aid organizations is how you get to this page. You will see a link here to lawhelpca.org. So what is Lawhelpca? Well, this is a website that has been compiled by the Legal Aid Association of California. And what they have done is, this is an aggregator site. They've gone and pulled useful information on legal issues, and this is California specific, legal issues and legal services organizations. And they've put it all in one place and organized it by topic so it's easy to find. We think this is really fantastic. They are pulling the information only from reliable sources, government sites, nonprofit sites, California courts websites, and legal aid organizations. So you can search for legal information by topic, and it will aggregate information from reliable websites on that topic for you all in one place. If you are someone who is looking for legal help, or you want to help someone find legal help, maybe you're an attorney and you have someone come to you and you're not able to help that person, but you maybe want to refer them to some free or low-cost legal services if that's what they really need. You can use this site to do that search, and it puts all that information in one place. So you can, again, click by topic, and there's, I think there's, hundreds of subtopics that are covered under these general topics that you see on the website. And if you also look under, just to do a real quick demonstration, San Diego County, and then maybe pick a specific legal problem there under that third option. I don't think you have to narrow it down, but you can, like maybe disaster assistance and recovery, something like that. And then click the get help. Then they have pulled all the information about every organization that provides help. So here is one, in this case, because it's a very specific topic, there's one organization. I know I've done some sample searches on this where I've come up with a dozen results for this directory of free and low-cost legal services. So just really good website, good for basic legal research. It will take you to information like the most viewed resources includes information on fee waivers, super common topic here at the library. If you click on that, it takes you right to where there is extensive information on that topic on the California Courts webpage. And another thing about Lawhelpca is it is sharing information in multiple languages. And so here you'll see that this information on fee waivers in particular is available both in English and Spanish, and it's authored by California Courts is where that information was pulled from. So you know it's reliable information. Really cool little site. We just wanted to make sure people were aware of it. So that's the last main topic we were going to cover, but I think there was one more thing we wanted to mention, Valerie, before we finish today.
Yes, we wanted to mention our new website. We are so excited to have redone our website. This is a very recent occurrence for us. I think within the last week and a half, 2 weeks, we have revamped our website, hopefully to make it easier to navigate and to just make the information that people need much more accessible. You can see here at the top, we have the different services. Everything comes up in a drop-down menu. You have information there about the different services we have. You can see all of the research information we have. You can see that YouTube channel is listed there. Our COVID-19 legal issues pages are linked there. And you can also see, we have a banner here that announces any special circumstances that we have going on. For example, after this webinar, we are going to be closed today for our holiday party. So no remote services today, but we will answer any emails or phone calls we get Monday morning, we promise. We do also have these different quick link buttons to some of our most needed resources. So if you want to learn about the clinics that are available here in San Diego County, you can click on the clinics tab. If you want to go to our databases, we've got this nice button here, and forms. A lot of people come because they need, pleading papers or something. And so we just quick link it out here. Down here, we have information from our blog. So any news that we have going on, how to support us, and these rotate constantly. So these are being added and deleted all the time. We try to also put just general information that's important to the legal community, like the facial coverings update for the Superior Courts. We have our upcoming events. So you can see our next 3 webinars that we have coming up are listed here. And then also you can search the catalog. And also there's a little section here if you do check out materials where you can renew your books with this link. So, at the bottom, we have our newsletter sign up. So if you want to know what's happening at the library, you can sign up here and we will contact you with that information. And again, at the bottom of each page, you will see this where you can search the catalog and renew books. This is always at the bottom of the page, along with our hours and contact information. And at the top of the page, you will always see the links to our social media and information about how to contact us and how to place, if you have a Spanish speaker or you want to refer a Spanish speaker, they can translate this entire website into Spanish with the flag of Spain. And then we do have here, if you are, have anybody in your life that has accessibility issues, or you just have really bad eyesight like I do, you can resize the font, make it more readable, change the keyboard navigation, things like that. So we really feel like we made a lot of really positive improvements on the website. We are always looking for your feedback. So if there's something that you don't like or you think that we should add, email us at the refdesk@sdlawlibrary.org email address. We are happy to hear your input. And I think that concludes it.
So we're just about out of time, but I did want to address a question that's been hanging out there for a while, and I appreciate this attendee's patience with this question. I think this is a good question, talking about kind of generally overall these resources. How capable are they of providing detailed guidance for administrative hearings in state or federal agencies? We most certainly have resources that cover that topic. I'm not sure we really focused on that today. And I think it's actually maybe a really good idea for a future presentation, because I think administrative law and administrative hearings is definitely something that we have patrons dealing with here at the library. Some of the more comprehensive resources like the proof of facts and the transactions guide probably do definitely cover some administrative topics. And we also have some other materials specific to administrative law in the library. So if you are needing to find some specific information, please use our ref desk information that we've given you, or call us and we'd be happy to help you, or come on into the library again, Monday through Friday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Or I'm sorry, I said Friday, Monday through Thursday, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. And we can help you find the information you're looking for.
And I did put our website and our email address in the chat, so you can check that out if you need it, or you can go to our website and
Yep.
get
You'll always find it on the homepage.
Yeah, and if you click this little icon right here, it goes right into your email, so you can just send an email directly from the website. So thank you guys very, very much for joining us today. We hope you learned something. And again, if you have any suggestions, we're always happy to hear them. And have a safe and happy Friday.
Thank you, everybody.
Bye.